Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I am Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And today we have another episode in our From the Cellar series. So we have got some stuff here from a brewery out of Colorado called Paradox. They are not called Wayward Beer Company. I was trying to figure out what the name of the brewery was, and I was reading not the giant letters on the front.
The tiniest font print on the back of the label.
Right. So this is actually part of a series that they do, and it's actually kind of unique. Two of these beers actually came out of our $500 beer haul from back in February of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was this year. February of 2021. So the last two we'll do here are from that. The other one I actually picked up about a week ago at Discount Liquor here in Milwaukee, just because I felt like it completed the trio here of beers for us to try.
And to your point, you do see these beers actually pretty regularly at a Discount, a Raised, Total Wine. Yeah. You can find Paradox beers in this area pretty commonly.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one though.
I haven't either.
Yeah, so this will be a new experience for both of us, and two of them we've been cellaring, and they were cellared for quite a bit of time, I think, before we got them. So this first one here.
I got it.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
So we're just going to read them off. So this is Skully Barrel number 36. So it's a sour ale brewed with coconut, aged in oak wine barrels. So really out there. That's just really kind of unique and random. What's really cool about these beers that we can actually just discover right before this is, on the back here, we'll put some graphics up to show you. They kind of give you like the hop profile on a scale, and also like sour, tart, and everything on a scale, but also they tell you, kind of give you suggestions on what to do with this beer. So for this one, for example, it provides you different things you can eat with this beer that pairs well, different sweets, and actually different movies. So just a taste of that. So this one said you can eat jerk chicken, curry goat, green papaya, salad, and pepper pot. I don't know what pepper pot is. From a sweet standpoint, it's coconut drops and candied plantains. And I think it's cool they actually have movies that you're supposed to drink this with, and it suggests cocktail, pineapple express, and the limey.
Yeah, and so what else is interesting about this beer is you can see here it says, AKA Call Me in the Morning 2015. Mm-hmm. So there's a stamp actually on the side that says when this was aged in oak barrels. This one was aged in 2015. So it's actually slightly older than the ones we had in the cellar, shockingly and oddly. So we're going to pop this thing open, get it in the glass, and see what this is all about.
All right, so let's get this popped open. Real light in color.
Yeah, nice golden color there.
Real sharp in color. Good carbonation on it.
Yeah, from 2015.
And that thing is...
Woo! All right, this is the Skully Barrel number 36 from 2015. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on this Skully Barrel, this coconut-infused sour.
Oak wine barrels.
In oak wine barrels. Whoa. You smell it all the way up here.
You really do. I gave it a little like face, but it's not like it's a bad smell. It's powerful. And it kind of hits you, but
it smells sour.
It's pleasant though.
It's and you definitely, I get like kind of that wine, that oak wine, oaky, kind of almost roasty scent on the nose a little bit.
And per like the labeling on this one tilts much towards the sour with a less hop profile is what it's telling us. So
not a lot of bitterness and straight up sour.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's give it a go.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Whoa.
So,
hold
on.
It's sour. Wow.
It's sour. It's like, it's oddly smooth.
It's well constructed sour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's well balanced. Now, one thing about this is it says it's brewed with coconut. I get no coconut in my nose. I get no coconut in the palate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's completely not there. But I wonder if the coconut in there helps balance it out. Like, it might not be profiled in there, but it's helping with kind of the balancing, smoothing out of the beer.
I don't know. The coconut's non-existent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. The wine characteristics, I think I'm getting a little bit in here from the oak barrels, but otherwise, like the experience on the tongue is kind of like it's a Sour Patch Kid. Like that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like it's that sensation, because there is like a fruitiness to this too. Like it's not just all sour, but it is heavy on the sour side.
Almost like cherry a little bit. Like slight cherry.
Like tart. It's very tart.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really good though.
It is good.
It's heavily carbonated. I know for some people, heavier carbonated beers are not a fan for some people. It's because it's similar, almost like drinking a soda.
I feel like this needs to be though.
Oh yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a 2015 that we just randomly found at the store the other day that kind of fit with these two. I'm pretty impressed. I think this is solid. I'm putting this on Untappd, 6 years later. My God, probably around a 4. And I don't really like sours. I've said that on this channel a few times. I'm not a huge sour fan. This is solid. This is really well constructed, well made.
I'm pretty close with you. I got it about 4.25.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying this. I think it's really tasty. To your point, neither one of us are big sour drinkers, and this is probably more sour than I tend to go more for the fruited sours, kind of like the fake sours in some ways. This is a straight sour, but it's so tasty. It's really, really good. So,
it's good.
All right. Well, what do we got next?
All right. So up next is another sour. So this one is the Skully Barrel number 37, also known as We Jam and They Jelly. So this is a sour ale bruised.
In Bruges.
No. No. So it's a sour ale brewed with tart cherries aged in oak wine barrels. So similar to the last one, except this one coloration should be red. Again, this is going to be lower on the IBU scale, not a lot of hop bitterness to this, and again, very high on the sour scale. So this one is intended to be tried with aged Gouda, sharp cheddar, or Parmigiano Reggiano, or sweets. You could pair it with darker white chocolate or New York cheesecake, which sounds actually damn good right now. Or you can read some great books with it. Suggested books include Infinite Jest, Book of the Subgenius, and The Power of Myth. All books that I have no frickin' idea what the hell they are, but if you know what they are, let us know in the comments. So this is the We Jam and They Jelly, brewed with tart cherries. Let's get this sucker in the glass and see what we think.
Get that open.
Another Skully Barrel. Pour the cherries out. Not as red as I was expecting based on the description on the bottle.
A little darker. Than the one we just had.
Yeah.
A little more amber to it. Still that same carbonation. So.
Yeah. Looks good. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Skully Barrel number 37 with the tart cherries. And this is from 2016, in case I forgot to mention that before. A little bit newer than the last one we tried. So, wow. You can smell that from like a foot away.
This one, it's got kind of similar notes as far as the sourness. There's a little bit of a, I can't think of the correct word here. Almost a staleness I'm kind of getting. It might be the oakiness, the oak.
Could be.
The oak barrels that we're
Didn't get that on the last one,
Correct.
though. I'm wondering if that's honestly the cherries. I'm what I picked up with that, and I think what you're smelling, to me, it smells like a little bit of maybe an offness with like the cherry component to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it almost smells.
I think it's the barrel. For me, I think it might be the barrel.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word like off because it's not unpleasant.
It's like it's like almost like a smoky.
Yeah.
It's like that smoky, oaky.
Because compared to the last one, which is kind of like sour sweetness, this got kind of more of a sour to that smoky. I think that's a good word.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
give this thing a go.
Cheers.
Holy cow.
Cherry.
Definitely cherry.
Cherry.
It is tart.
Yeah.
It is sour. I would say It might be slightly more sour than the last one. Not extremely, though. And that little bit of off note is in there. I'm definitely getting it.
It's slightly more sour than the last one. It's much more tart. And I know that kind of seems weird because it's sour and tart seem similar, but there's if you try it, you know what I'm talking about. There's just that tartness that really kind of punches you right in the back of the palate.
For being aged in oak wine barrels, that oakiness is coming through a lot more on this than it did on the number 36. Maybe that extra year in the bottle, but that seems odd to me.
Yeah.
I think that's probably just something unique with the last one.
Yeah.
This isn't bad. I will say I think in comparison, so I guess let me describe this beer first. So it's definitely sour on the front end. You get cherries right off the bat, and you can tell it's definitely cherries. Out the back end of the beer, that oaky, almost like it's seemingly off flavor kind of takes over towards the back end. And that's actually a bit unappealing to me in comparison to what we got on the first one. Well, what are your thoughts?
I'm right there with you. It's a well-constructed beer. There's just for me, there's a few notes that are very off-putting. That extreme tartness, as much as I like the cherry taste, that extreme tartness followed kind of by that aged, oaky, smoky that you're getting is, for me, it's just very off-putting. Yeah. I know a few people I know would love this beer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But for me, it's not really in my style. If I got to put this on Untappd, this is more on my style and my personal choice. I can put about 2.75.
Ooh.
It's not a drinkable beer for me. It's too many different things going on that it's too sour for me from someone who doesn't like sours, and it's too kind of smokiness for I don't really like smokiness in my beers. So.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm going to give it a little bit more credit than that. I'm going to put it at a 3.5.
Okay.
I think it's still really well made. I got to give them a lot of credit for the cherry sticking around this long. I feel like everything is here as described on the bottle. It's not really my thing. I think if that oaky character wasn't there, I would probably put this right on par with the last one. I would probably put this right on par with the number 36. But that oakiness, that smokiness to this, I'm not a fan. So that's why I'm putting it at 3.5.
They just, to me, again, personal preference, the tartness of the cherry with that smokiness, it doesn't pair well for me. That's all it is. I mean, it's prominent and it's there and it's a well-made, well-constructed beer. So I don't want like my score to reflect like the quality of the beer. It's just it's a taste thing.
It's fair.
So.
It's fair. All right. So last but not least, Ross.
So
to our favorite category of the stout.
I don't know. Where are you? Never mind. So I don't know where you're going and where you ended. I got confused.
English and things, I know.
So this is from 2016. This is Hell for Stout. So it's an American Wild Dark. It's ale brewed with vanilla beans, cacao nibs, and aged in oak barrels once again. So again, we're going to see stout coloring on this. This
2016, right? Did you say that?
I think I did, but
okay.
2016, just to make sure. This one comes in at 10.5%, so good high ABV on there. It's very low on both the sour and tart scale. It's very low on the hop scale. So this one, from a food standpoint, different pairings, I'm going to screw these up. Mole Negro con Palo and cacao rubbed ribs. You get that?
All right, yeah.
Okay. Sweets, Oreos, black and white cookies, which are the best.
Whatever, I don't even know.
And salted caramel. And then this one actually suggests it with street art, which I think is weird.
It's genius.
But I'm going to screw these up too. Os Gimos?
I have no idea. Gameos?
L7M, got that one.
Good job.
Dalist and
Banksy.
I know Banksy. So, I don't know how you pair beer with street art.
You just got to go, you visit the street art and you enjoy the beer.
And you legally have a beer in your hand as you're walking around the street.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Alrighty. Well,
let's get this in the glass.
Let's get this thing in the glass and give it a go.
All right. Well, I already opened it like an idiot off camera.
Pour it, Ross.
So, it's a stout.
It is a stout.
Very, very dark, very kind of rich in color too.
Wow, that's a good looking beer. Not a lot of head.
Nope.
All right. Hell for Stout. All right, Ross, let's get a little nose on the Paradox Hell for Stout from 2016.
Ooh. I mean, definitely got that. It almost smells like it's been aged in like bourbon barrels more than anything else.
It's
Having,
got
like,
that
sweetness, and
it's got kind of that bourbon. That's got to be the oak barrels,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, it's
of course, yeah.
But definitely, it has that type of scent. It is definitely that on the nose. Obviously, like the Imperial Stout sweetness is there.
Yeah.
Kind of that charred oak component comes through pretty heavily.
Really, really, really dark.
It is, and if you look at it on a swirl on the glass there, I mean, the lacing just sticks around. It's even actually staining the glass a little bit around the sides. It's thick. Well, give it a go.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
That's unique. That's really good. I don't know what you're thinking, but so there's a bit of a sour tinge to it.
I don't think that's what this is supposed to taste like.
I do. It's a wild ale.
Oh.
It says.
Yeah, well then you're probably right.
American wild ale, wild dark. So.
Oh, well. School me, Ross. I immediately, my gut reaction went to stout, and I was like, this is bad. This has gone very, very poorly.
So, wild ale, my understanding, my loose interpretation, which I'm kind of making up as we go, is a slightly more of a sour style of a beer, which this would be. It has a nice sour, but it's not overpowering. You don't get anything on the nose at all with it. So if you saw his reaction, if you assume this is a barrel-aged stout and you take your first sip, you're going to be very, very surprised. So
this was a test. I don't like it. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't know if I can't get over the fact that I thought this was something different than what I'm trying right now, because I did not read wild ale on that. I'm not a fan of this. This is probably one of my least favorite beers that I've ever tried.
I really enjoy this. I think this is very good. It's a nice kind of like, it's a heavier beer, kind of like for, it'll be better in the winter time probably than it is right now, but it's nice and heavy, but that sour tinge that kind of comes off of it, provides a really kind of nice flavor profile, full-bodied. I think this is very, very tasty. This is really, really good, actually.
I know I'm wrong, and I know I was wrong about this beer style and what it was, but it tastes to me like someone screwed up a stout. Like, that's all I'm getting.
That's fair. So how do you
and that's
rank
in
it?
my brain. Honestly, I should be fairer to it because I didn't know what the heck I was drinking. I'll be honest, but I'm gonna put this at a 1.75. That's horrible.
Wow.
For me, I don't rank beers that low ever. Like, you tend to kind of go a little harder than I do. This is just not. If I never take another sip of this, I would be happy about that, actually.
So this is easily the biggest discrepancy we've ever had in the scoring. I'm going to give it a 4. I really enjoy this. Now, to kind of bring this back to kind of a Milwaukee standpoint, for a similar style, if you can't find this in the stores, Mobcraft's Black Whale. It's a sour stout. I think it's a very similar beer to this. So if you like that beer, get this. You'll really enjoy it. It's kind of about more of a nice, heavier, darker stout note to this than maybe the Black Whale, but the sourness of this is very subtle, very just kind of like sharp, and it's full bite. It's a very good beer. So.
Thank you for bringing the knowledge to this, because I can't speak to it at all. Yeah, not for me. Can totally understand why somebody might like it, but for me personally, and I am giving that the ranking based on my personal preference, nope, not for me.
That's fair.
All right, so Paradox Brewing, first stuff we've had from them. Good opportunity to grab some stuff out of the cellar. We've got a ton more content coming in our From the Cellar series as we move forward. So thanks for sticking around. These are a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
because we spent no time evaluating these beforehand, and if I had, I would have known. But hey, that's what happens.
I guarantee if you were on the tape, you'll actually hear me say American Wild Ale.
I'm sure I will, but nope, total disconnect. So anyways, stay tuned for more content. If you like what you're seeing, or if you've got thoughts on this stuff, if you've tried an American Wild Ale that is the Helfer Stout and you have a different opinion than me, definitely let us know in the comments. Find us on the rest of our social media. We're on Untappd, we're on Facebook, Instagram, we're on Twitter, obviously here on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Subscribe. It helps us out. It helps us keep this channel moving forward. So we'd very much appreciate it. Look for more content as we continue through the year and beyond, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, everyone.